Welcome to episode 4 of More Fun Talking Retro, a podcast created to shine a light on members of the vintage tech and retro gaming community. Under the spotlight today is a man well known for his wide variety of technical skills and amazing workshop, although these days it's a bit smaller than it was. But that happens with age. When I first started interacting with people in this community, I quickly made a new pal, and we've stayed friends ever since. I'd go so far as to say he's an actual friend, and not a virtual friend. His generosity is boundless and his enthusiasm for the hobby likewise. And if I ever get stuck with a 3D printing problem, I always turn to my good friend, Lee Smith. Hello, Lee.
Hello, Lee.
Hello, Lee. When Lees collide. So, Lee, how you doing, mate? What's going on in your slightly shrunk workshop this week?
Well, I'm just currently printing a part for the next Mechtrum, the Mechtrum Plus.
Oh, right. Okay. We're going to get onto the Mechtrum a little bit later.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk about that. That's the Mechtrum that you gave me basically kickstarted the whole charity thing. So
Yes.
we'll come to that. But so your focus now is mainly 3D printing. Have you done anything retro in the last, say, let's call it since Christmas?
Well, do you count the Neo Geo stuff as retro?
No.
So then no.
Then no. You've not fixed anything. Do you miss that?
Well, I fixed the PC Engine on Sunday.
Right, yes. So you got that PC Engine. That was from Simon Ginger Hippie, who got it from the Pigeon Poo warehouse. I've got one. I've got a twin of it, and there have been a few others around as well. So who else fixed one? Glenn.
Glenn got one. And do we know what happened with Mark? Mark fixes stuff because he had two.
No. Missing in action, I'd say.
Yeah. I had one that I fixed on my video, and then it promptly died an hour after I finished when I was playing with it.
Oh, you did have it working then?
Yeah, it was working in the video, and then it just stopped working as soon as I finished it.
Right. So what was wrong with it?
The crystal. So initially, my crystal, the original one, was really crusty, and Simon Locke gave me a programmed one, and for some reason that died. Possibly the fact that I ran it through my ultrasonic cleaner, which I know you're not supposed to do, but it basically died. And I've been working on alternates and other ways of getting it working since Christmas, really.
And now you've succeeded now.
Yeah, I succeeded thanks to the Clock in a Can project. So basically, it's tube time. It's a little board that you put on a chip, and the chip is a clock generator. And then on that, you put any oscillator. So on the PC Engine, it's an X-Tel. So it's all in one package. You put power in, you've got ground, it spits out a clock.
Yeah.
But if you have a crystal, the crystal won't generate a clock without a circuit.
Yeah.
So, on the Commodore 64, you've got the little, is it the 808 something?
8701.
Yeah, that works along with the crystal to make the clock. And then other ones you use inverters, and you have two inverters in your crystal and a couple of other bits of logic, and that makes your signal. So I started looking into all this, and then Mogwai basically said, try this. It's the Clock in a Can. And it's
Mogwai being Chris Jameson off of the Retro Hardware Discord.
Yeah. So he sent me the link, and this is a circuit board which is designed to the same footprint as the original X-Tel.
Right.
You build it and put whatever clock crystal you want. So because the crystals, you can get any kind of like programmable frequency. With the X-Tels, a lot of the new ones are lower voltage. They won't work with the 5-volt peak to peak that you need on a lot of the old consoles. So a lot of the newer programmable ones just won't work on it. But this will work with, I think, any voltage up to 9 volt or something like that. And
I'd imagine this is a really expensive piece of equipment. What's the total cost of one of those boards then?
Well, the boards are pence. I think it cost me like £10 to get 10 boards from PCBWay.
How much was the other one that you got from Simon Locke? Because that I know that one was a bit more. That
Gave
had
it
to be
me.
programmed at CPC or somewhere.
DigiKey.
DigiKey, okay.
Yeah, he gave me that. He gave me that for free.
Oh, that was very nice of him. But I
Very,
know that
very
they're
nice.
really expensive.
Yeah, but like I say, that the particular one that he gave me that works with the 5 volt, they just don't do it anymore. So I
Right,
wasn't able to get a replacement.
a total dead end then.
Yeah, and because it's such a specific frequency, you're kind of a bit limited. And I looked at other ways you can. There's uh, a project board that you can get which you connect an Arduino to, and you use the Arduino
Mm,
to serial program, and that can generate any clock that you can imagine.
right.
But again, it didn't output the right voltages on the peak to peak.
Also,
So
the PC Engine case isn't the biggest case in the world, so
yeah,
fitting an Arduino
yeah,
inside might have been a problem
and
as well.
I couldn't get that stable. It was jumping around all over the place. So
Ah,
Chris sent me this link. The chips were a couple of pound. I had to buy all the passives because they're tiny. Is it smaller than '08? They're like think
oh
'05
six oh
size.
three or
I
0402.
think 3, maybe smaller. So
Yeah.
I ordered a load of passives and soldered it up. The first one didn't work, and then we had to play around with different picofarad values to load it. It's a lot of fiddling. It's like I think it was the smallest components that I've worked on,
Hmm.
but finally got one working. Put it in the board. Didn't work because I think I damaged the tracers coming off the clock from taking it in and out so many times. A little bodge wire, and it come back to life on Sunday. It was like that was yay! After so long, it's finally working again.
It's just getting that hit, isn't it? It's just getting
Yeah,
that thing over the line when you
um,
fought for so long. It's the best
yeah.
feeling.
That Simon did suggest that I should just get a new board for it because I'll show you. It's really crusty.
While he's there, Simon Locke, I believe, is Ergon on Bluesky. Hello, here he is.
Oh, bit more. There we go. Fancy camera.
so, so for audio listeners, Lee's actually just wandered off across his workshop, and he's extra posh AI-driven cameras following him and making me feel a little bit sick. I feel like I'm on a roller coaster.
Wait, I haven't got it on the fast chase, thankfully. So this is it.
Right, you've got to describe what you're holding up because this is a podcast.
Oh, yeah, okay. So I've got the PC Engine, and it's the poopy pigeon poop PC Engine that's really crusty, and the board is in quite a bad state. I did a mod. I replaced the original ribbon that connects the memory port to the base because they're
Yeah.
known to break. So I replaced it with a really nice ribbon flat flex with 2 PCBs at the top, one at the top, one at the bottom.
Do you have any more of those?
No, but Simon Locke has reproduced it.
Excellent.
If you go on the PC Engine section of Retro, is it the Retro Collective now? Neil's
Right.
Discord?
Yeah. Yeah.
Go on there, and there's a whole section just for PC Engines. And Simon
Ah,
said that he's reproduced that board now, so that he can get one from him.
excellent. All right. Well, I think that it was a while ago that the one that I got from Ginger Hippie Simon. I tested it and it was working. So,
Yeah,
which kind of made me put it away because it's basically just going to be a clean. But I have got a couple of other things to do with it now, and I've got another PC Engine here from someone else. I can't remember who's given it to me, but I think it was Chris off of our Discord.
yeah. I've got
Chris
another one as
G.
well. I brought a PAL one, and
Ah,
I'd hoped that I didn't know that it was PAL. I brought it secondhand, thinking that I could take the parts out of it to get this one working. And then I
right.
opened it up, and somebody had stuck in a PAL conversion PCB with loads of spaghettis all over the place, and I was like, "No!" But hopefully it worked. But if you've played on the PC Engine, the PAL just don't sound right. The music is so much
Yeah.
slower, and they struggle. But so I've got 2 now. So maybe I will get a new reproduction board and transfer everything over. Because the
Mm.
picture that I saw of Simon's, he's got the fancy purple PCB,
Oh,
and
nice.
they look really nice.
So it's a board to send off to the board folk and get them to make a an updated one with extra, options to change it from PAL to NTSC, that sort of thing.
Yeah, going back, that is pretty much the only retro thing that I've worked on, apart from the Neo Geo stuff. I've been doing Neo Geo orders every Saturday because I'm trying to get rid of them to free up because I want my weekends back.
Just explain what this Neo Geo thing is for those that don't know.
So a lot of the American Neo Geo cabinets had lights in the top. So if you had 2 games, 4 games, or 6 games in the machine, because they were cartridges, there was a light up at the top which illuminated, and that basically told you what game you were playing.
Mm-hmm.
But the original one used an electroluminescent paper, which
Right.
was like a high voltage transformer,
Mm-hmm.
and they just burn out. So almost all of them have burnt out. And I was on one of the Neo Geo forums, possibly Clov as well, the Killer List of Video Games, and somebody had tried to do it, and I just, as you know, I get a bit obsessed. I just wanted to make my own cabinet, which I still got at home, and I was working out how the signal works. It turns out it's quite simple. So
Simple
I
to
made
you.
simple, but do you know what binary coded decimal is?
No, see? Simple to you.
You know what binary is?
Yeah, I know.
So basically, it's four bits and a clock. So when the clock triggers, you read the bits, and that says position 0, 1, 2, or 3.
Mm-hmm.
So then I made my own lights that went across the top, and then I started to think, oh, okay, what can I do this with the actual cabinets? It's a bit difficult when you don't have a cabinet. So a lot of the people on the forums helped me, sent pictures, and a really nice guy that I got to be friends with in Belgium sent me a load of parts he took out of his machine so that I could copy them. And then using the power of 3D printing, took me about 6 months to design the actual light part that the what's called a mini marquee. So the games, when you buy them, they would come with this pack which had an overlay and the mini marquees that you slide into the lights so that it illuminates with what game's playing. So I designed my light, but they had to be thin enough to replace the old ones, which were on a circuit board with the little electroluminescent. So you had about 5 millimeters of depth to play with.
And
That's
this was
what I make.
this is something that you've been selling for a while, but that's coming to an end now, isn't it?
Yeah, I like I said, I want my weekends back, and
Yeah.
certain parts of it I have to buy in bulk. And the last time that I wrote them, the company really didn't want to supply them to me. They made it difficult. So with the new job and how hard they made it the last time, I just decided this is going to be it. When the stock's gone, I'm not doing any more. So, but then
When the fun stops.
I'm going to make all the files available. So if anybody wants to make them, but
Right.
like I explained to you, it's not something that you can just make one of. You really do have to do a group order of sorts. So we'll see what happens with that.
And you've got a few bits left over as well. So if somebody is interested in this, watching this,
The problem
making
is
these
that
panels,
nobody in the UK has the right cabinets.
yeah,
I've sold a handful in the UK, and I'm not selling in Europe anymore because they made it really difficult to sell stuff into Europe with all of the, I don't know, whatever laws they changed. So everything goes to America.
So if somebody wants to pay to send all that stuff over to America, they could get a head start on making these for themselves.
Yeah, possibly.
Right, so 3D printing is your bag now, more than vintage tech. It's
I would say 3D printers.
Okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, mate. So you are more interested in the 3D printers themselves than the actual 3D printing. You like building your own 3D printers,
Yeah,
actually
I
custom
like
building.
building, upgrading, and customizing them.
How many have you got now?
13.
Oh, okay, just 13.
2 in the
Right.
background. One of them is one that I built, which is a Voron Zero. And then
The one on the right, yeah.
recently I've been buying the other one, which is a Flashforge Adventurer 5M Pro, and there's been a
You're
guy
buying,
selling them faulty on eBay.
yeah, you bought that faulty and then just fixed it. So you
Yeah,
got a
that
nice
the
deal on
one
that
that
one.
I've got at the back, I paid £150 for it, and it cost me nothing to fix. And it was just, I think it was user error. Whoever had it just had no idea, and they did some serious damage to it. The nozzle
Mm,
crashed into the bed, and I just fixed it.
just fixed it. Yeah,
Fixed it,
it
and then
makes it sound so easy.
I've been doing it a long time.
Yeah,
Then
I get that as well when I'm fixing tech for in-laws, and that I do something like I don't know, set up a printer, and they look on look at it as like it's magic. That's how we see you.
yeah, I'm currently going through helping my dad with his dodgy box, as he calls it.
Dodgy box. What's a dodgy
Yeah,
box? It sounds a bit
watching
rude.
TV and stuff.
Oh, okay. So,
We can
right.
watch the football.
Oh, he's dodgy box.
Yeah.
I see.
So I've been
Uh,
learning about fire sticks.
oh, right. Yeah. Jailbreaking fire sticks.
It's stupidly easy. Like, you don't even need to do anything. You just say, "I'm a developer," and it goes, "Okay," and then you can just put whatever you want on it.
I like that. I don't think they do it anymore, but Xbox were doing that for a while, where you could just say, "Oh, I'm a developer," and then you could just install homebrew,
Yeah,
emulators and things on there.
yeah, yeah. Well, my NVIDIA Shield is the same. You just go in and say, "I'm a developer," and
Yeah,
then it lets you do what you want, so
but then we go and try and do that on an Xbox 360 even today, and it's a nightmare to get homebrew working on there. So it's
yeah.
better now than it has been, but after recent
You
developments,
still have your PlayStation 3, which you cracked, didn't you?
yeah, I think that's still my favorite semi-retro console because it's the one that can do the most out of everything I want to do. It will
Yeah,
cover all of the early PlayStation stuff and still, play PlayStation 3 games as well. Plus,
yeah,
it will do loads of like retro arch and things like that. And it's just a pleasure to use. It's set up so well.
yeah.
Um,
Is that
r-
no longer working with the original PlayStation software, though? Is it like, did you completely rechange everything?
mm, no, it's on the normal. I can't remember what the operating system is called on the PlayStation, but
Yeah,
the whole operating system is still there. It's just running on top of it. And, and you just go into certain parts of it to activate certain things. And yeah, it's brilliant. It's absolutely
yeah.
brilliant. It's right there, my PlayStation 3, right? I'm
Right.
just to my right. And I am going
Mine,
to set mine up
mine still
permanently.
uses a Blu-ray player.
Well, I was talking about this in the Retro Hardware Discord today. We were talking about somebody joined with the username Gregory House MD. And then we started talking about the show, and yeah, that was the last thing I watched on Blu-ray because we were streaming the whole show, and the streaming service dropped it.
Right.
Just
Oh, no.
we were on like season 6, and
Yeah.
it just disappeared. We couldn't watch it anymore. So break out the PlayStation 3, and
All right. I have
buy
to
the
ask you,
Blu-rays.
are you watching Severance?
No, I want to watch Severance, but the thing is, my wife has started watching it, and I haven't set up different profiles on Apple TV.
Yeah.
And so she started watching. If I start watching it, then it will reset where she was. So I want to wait until she's finished, and then I
I
will
watched
watch it.
the first episode, and then we were talking about it at work, and I
Mm.
think I got everybody interested. And one of the guys came in the next day. He's like, "You got me in trouble." I'm like, "Why?" Because I watched it with my wife, and she was like, "What's this rubbish? All they do is walk down corridors all the time."
No spoilers. I
No,
want to hear about corridors.
basically they do a lot of walking down corridors.
Okay.
But they've
Oh,
just
you've ruined it
finished.
for me now.
They've just closed season 2, and I think the last 3 episodes of season 2 were absolutely amazing.
Okay, I will definitely be watching that soon.
Are you
The thing I'm
watching
watching,
Reacher season 3?
I love Reacher. I've just I was just about to say that's the thing I'm obsessed with at the moment
Yeah.
because I was completely obsessed with the books. Not really my genre.
I know
I'm
we talked about this
science
before.
fiction.
You didn't like um, the movies, did you?
I didn't mind the movies. The movies are okay, but it just made me laugh seeing Tom Cruise
Yeah, because
playing
he's
that
supposed to be
role.
a big giant guy, isn't he?
It's the most miscast role in the history of movies ever. It's absolutely crazy that he managed to. I don't know. I mean, it's just how who did he do wrong things to get that role?
I did like in the first movie where you saw the bystanders getting shot,
Mm,
and he made the lady go and talk to their family. I think that
mm.
was something that you hadn't really seen in a movie before.
Yeah, but the new guy is it? I can't remember his
Alan
name.
Richardson,
Yeah, the new guy is just
he's
the complete
fantastic.
polar opposite of Tom Cruise,
Yeah,
and I think of some of the best casting I've ever seen.
I think I'm on
Uh,
episode 3 of the new series.
I'm up to date. I can't. As soon as it's out, I'm
Yeah,
all over it, and I'm waiting for tomorrow when because we're recording this on a Wednesday and it comes out on a Thursday,
yeah.
and I will be watching it because it is just the best thing on telly. It's not. I mean, it's not too deep. It's a little bit blokish in some bits and a bit obvious sometimes, but I just love it. I just love his character and
Yeah, it's really good.
love the books. Right, so shall we head back towards vintage tech? I want to ask you um, about the way that 3D printing and vintage tech go together, because and this will lead us hopefully nicely into the whole Mechtrum thing. So when you come across a problem, well, like most people will pick up, I don't know, a broken ZX Spectrum or a broken Commodore 64 or a PC Engine or something like that, and it's got a wrecked case that's beyond financial rescuability. Most people will go either throw it away or buy another one for its case, or whatever. You don't do that. What do you do?
I designed my own.
Mm.
To
So,
be fair, it's changed a lot since I did that first one. There's so many replica cases that you can actually print now of a
mm,
lot of them. But the Spectrums work well because of their size. You can't really print a Commodore case because they're just bigger than most
mm.
people's printers. But the 48K and the ZX80s and 81s, I think there's pretty reasonable reproductions of those cases now.
I actually need the bases, the bottom halves of the shells for
Yeah.
ZX Spectrum, and I searched around. And I couldn't find any, so I I will give that another look then. If you say that they're out there, or
Do
I'll
you
just get you
know?
to design an old.
Well, do you know? I can't remember his name. I think his name's Pointer Fraction on Twitter, but his name's Dennis. And there's him and a group of people that have been scanning cases and
Right.
making faithful reproductions of a lot of old tech.
Hmm.
They're doing some amazing stuff.
Okay. All right. I'll keep an eye out there because I've
I'll,
got
I'll, I'll find him he's on Bluesky now. So I'll
I've
find
got
him and I'll link you to him.
yeah, because the bottom case should be easy to print. I've got the top half shells with the faceplates
Yeah,
and rubber key mats. So I think I've got 3 of those in brand new condition,
right.
without the bottom halves. So yeah, what made you think I've got to design my own ZX Spectrum case back in, what is it, 22 or 23? It must have been the
It
end
was
of
when we were
22.
buying boards, weren't we? I was buying boards to learn how to repair them,
Yeah.
and I think I had 3 or 4 boards that just didn't come with cases, and it's like, it's quite. How much is it? Is it 60 or 70 pounds to buy a case and a
And
membrane
the
and
rest.
yeah?
Yeah.
So me being me, I thought, well, what can I do? And uh, I'm pretty sure I found the Don's PCB, his keyboard PCB.
Don Superfo.
Yeah, somebody was selling one on eBay. So I think that was the start of it because um, it was fairly easy to work with that because it's quite a simple design.
Mm,
As I showed on my video when I designed the Mechtrum, I did go through quite a lot of different styles, but
mm.
I think the just the way that it looks at the minute, it's quite nice, and it's been so well received. It's amazing.
Yeah, a lot of people got a lot of love for it.
Yeah.
It's got some really good videos out there. Trying to think.
Even now, even new videos in the last month.
Yeah, yeah. Happy Little Dio's done one, and Tech Made Easy Matt has done one.
Yeah.
They've done really well, better than my one did. Over the charity thing last year. But
Well,
I'm not
didn't
bitter about that.
it made Easy Max get a few like 20,000 views or something? Didn't think his did better than my original one.
Yeah, yeah, but he's a bit of a YouTube whore. Um, so you made your own Mechtrum. You got it up to the point where it was ready for everybody to see, and then you sent me a case with the keyboard and everything. You got the keys as well, laser printed or
The
laser
laser
engraved.
engraved. So that all comes from the Engo, which is the Spectrum Next clone.
Yeah,
So there was a guy who made the Engo Mani. He had an acrylic case for the Engo. So the
yeah,
first case that I actually designed was for that. And I was supposed to be working with somebody who wanted to sell them. And he was just a bit of a waste of time. But so that meant I knew where to get the laser engraved keycaps from.
right.
I worked with him to customize them to work with the 1U keys that we've got. So
Yeah.
we did a few tweaks to that, and that's how that came about. So I knew before I got the keyboard where to get the keycaps from. So I kind of in my head I knew where everything was going to come from. So
So you built the new Mechtrum case around that, and the biggest problem with that one for me was the lack of a space bar.
so many
Um,
people said, "Can we have a space bar?"
so what did you do?
Well, I spent a year trying to make a 128K plus keyboard.
Because they're very different things. There are
Yeah, because
extra
you've got the
keys on the plus and the
two
and the
membranes
120.
basically.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you
You got yeah.
it's very difficult to do. I have a collection of circuit boards at the side of me, and none of them worked on. They were really picky about what spectrums they worked on. For some reason, none of them worked on the ones that I had. They didn't work on the Pico, the Pi, or the ESP emulated spectrums.
Mm,
I just couldn't get them working. So after getting the new job and realizing that I don't have the time to sell them anymore, which meant I didn't want to invest in buying the keycaps in bulk anymore.
yeah.
The idea was we were going to use the Wraith keycaps because we saw that they were for sale again.
So explain what they are.
So the Wraith keycaps are basically a set of keys for a mechanical keyboard, a full size mechanical keyboard for your
Your
PC.
normal regular keyboard.
Yeah. With Spectrum print on them. So they don't have everything, but a lot of them have the two lots of the commands on there, and they can be used with the emulators so that you've got the actual keyboards.
Mm,
And they've been for sale on and off on AliExpress for quite a while. And in the last year, they seem to be on there regular now, and they're quite a good price.
mm,
So we both brought a set,
yep.
and I decided I was going to make my own keyboard, but it wouldn't be a plus keyboard. It would just be a basic keyboard, but I would rearrange things so that it allows us to use the keys from the Wraith key set, including the full-size spacebar. So yeah, that's the one that we're currently working on.
I'm holding up to the camera now. This is Lee's new PCB. Is this based on the work of Don Superfo,
No,
or completely your own design?
it's my own design, but it's just a matrix.
Yeah,
So the only thing that's difficult is just laying the keyboards out. Um, the
and the keys in the
actual
right place.
Yeah, the keys in the right place and spaced properly. The bit in the background just comes from the Spectrum. There's nothing clever about it.
And it has space at the bottom
Yeah.
for a space bar. And I've bought, like Lee said, a set of Wraith keys. And Lee's very kindly sent me. I'm going to hold up a bit of it here. The next Mechtrum It's not the ultimate Mechtrum, but this
I've
is
got
part of
mine
the.
here. So
You've
I'm,
got
I'm
yours here.
holding up what's left of mine. I've taken the keys off to go on the new one. And this is my
Ooh.
case for the Spectrum.
So he's right. So now, what I've got here is the the Mechtrum Deluxe, which is
Yeah.
basically the Mechtrum with a space bar in the right place.
So
What Lee's got there
it's the
is, well,
same
you
case
explain
as
it.
yours,
Yeah,
but I've done different versions. I've got one for normal Spectrums and Harlequins that you've got. The one I've got that I'm showing is for the Spectrum. So we
yeah,
changed the way that the keyboard connects. So the Spectrum, the new one, you can have a mechanical keyboard for that. And then I've got slight variations to work with the ES Spectrum and a couple of others. And they're all basically the same. It's just the way that the I/O things fit at the back.
and I know the first question that people are going to ask is, where can I buy the Spectrum compatible mechanical keyboard case?
Unfortunately, I'm not selling anything anymore.
Oh no! So what can
Yeah.
they do?
Well, when by the time your video goes live, because you're working on a video where you're building the one that I sent to you,
I am.
at least the files for the one that you've got will be on printables, so you can download. The original Mechtrum is currently on printables, so you can download the files for free. And I've got links to all of the individual parts, including the little circuit boards that plug into the edge connectors on
Yep.
Spectrum. So that's on there. And I'm going to work on the files for the Spectrum Deluxe that you've got. Get those up on there as well. So everything will be available for free.
Right.
And the idea behind it, like I said, was that you can use the Wraith keycaps, which is just a standard key set. But that also means you could use any keycaps that you want. So if you just had a random set of keycaps, you could just use those rather
Mm.
than have to get special ones. So that was why I went with the deluxe. But like you said, so many people wanted a spacebar. It was like, you're going to do one with a spacebar. Every other person was asking for it, so it needed to be done.
Yeah, and it's been on my shelf for a while now, but I'm so excited about having this because I've already got the Harlequin is built and in the bottom of the case, and
Yeah,
it's waiting for me to solder in all of the key switches,
yeah.
put the keycaps on, and finish making this video, and then I can play with it. And I think it's gonna be my favourite Spectrum. There are a few contenders in here as well.
I finally got a plus 128K keyboard working.
You have? Oh, right. Okay, so this is the one with the three membranes. How the
Yes.
hell did you get that working?
Well, I didn't. Don Superfo did.
Oh, what a legend.
Yeah, I saw it, but the difference between the one that he's done and the one that all the others are based on the KDLX 48, and they take power from the ULA.
Right.
So the Spectrum provides the power. And I
Mhm.
think this is why I had problems before, is because not all of the ULAs could deal with the power that was needed.
Right.
And none of the ESPs or the Picos, because they're 3.3 volt tolerant pins, and the
Mm.
pins themselves don't provide that much current. So I don't think they could just power the very small amount that was needed for the keyboards, but
Right.
they just didn't work. So the one that Don's made, it's very simple, and it has a 5 volt and a ground power. So you don't need to pull the power from the keyboard connector anymore. It
Ah.
works.
Okay. So, is this a case that I'll be able to print on my bamboo printer?
No.
Oh no, Lee! What are you doing to me?
Well, it's too big. So I'm holding up now my
Oh.
original case with the ESP board,
Yep.
and now I'm going to put over the top of it the new
Oh, that's
keyboard.
significantly bigger.
Yes. So it only just fits on my 300 by 300 printer, and it's going to be a problem. So it may be that I design it first and then split it, much
Right.
like I've done before, so that it can be
Yeah.
printed on the smaller printers.
I think that's the. a reasonable compromise. You're going to have a
Yeah,
join,
yeah.
but the options. Well, maybe you could make it so that people could get it printed by a PCB way or somebody like that.
I don't think people
Without
will
the
want to
joins.
pay for that. It's because it's a big old print. It's going to be expensive.
Yeah, but some people will. People,
Yeah. Well,
there's a lot of
again,
money slushing around in certain
the
people's
file
pockets, and
when I've done it, the files will be uploaded, and I'll obviously do two versions: a split version and a
yeah,
non-split version.
I think that's the way to go.
I'm hoping that I can work into my design ways to hide the splits like I've done in the past.
Okay, yeah, maybe
So you,
a separate
you won't,
interface layer over the top of
yeah,
that.
something to hide it.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't affect structural, because you've got the splits and things could bend
Mm.
and wobble. So well, it's all part of the process that I enjoy.
Or I can make it out of wood. I haven't made anything out of wood for a while. Okay, so we're running out of time now. I want to ask you a quick question,
Yeah,
and this is without thinking too hard. Okay, you've got to answer straight away. You
yeah.
have £1,000. You have to spend it in the next 5 minutes. What are you going to buy and why?
It would have to be another printer. Do I need to explain why?
No, you don't need to explain why. Which one?
Um, well, Bamboo just put out a new one, but that's way too much. So it would be the Prusa Core One.
Okay. Oh, that's a nice choice. I like
Yeah,
that one.
and I would
Right.
buy the
So
kit because I like to build it.
you buy the kit, well, of course.
Yeah,
Uh, Um, right. I'm just going to quickly switch to the chat now because there was a question from Fergus. He's Feral Cheese on Discord. For a total noob with 3D printing, asking for a friend, what printer should I look at as a good starter that will produce decent results?
you want to
I
answer
know what you're
that?
going to say. Yeah, Bamboo, A1 or A1 Mini.
A1 or A1 Mini.
Yeah, you can't go
As
wrong.
much as a lot of people don't like Bamboo at the minute,
Yeah.
you just cannot beat that printer for the price. There is one on the way. There's the Elgu Centauri, which is going to be £300, and
Isn't that the one that was featured on a recent Polymat video?
possibly they
Yeah.
had some around, and they did a pre-order, and you could get them cheap. I did have one on order, but I've cancelled it because I went for the budget one. But that's basically the same size as the big Bamboo printers, and
The
it's
big
in
Bamboo.
photos. Like the X1s, the X1
Yep.
carbons,
Yeah.
and they're a quarter of the price of the Bamboo.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
But if you're asking me now, A1. It's fast, it prints well. The way that they're set up is user friendly. You don't need to know anything about printers. You can just
Okay.
use them.
So Julian Brown is in the chat as well, and he follows up that question by saying Bamboo were leading the game on super low experience entry machines that can grow with you, but Creality are allegedly on a par with their latest offerings.
Hit and miss.
Okay. Not a big fan of Creality?
No, I've had Enders. I've had Ender 3s. I've had other quality printers, but they they're just very much hit and miss. They've got their CR Max and their CR2s. They have quality control issues, and they do one printer which works like a dream, and then the next one just doesn't work. So if you're asking me, and I was going to guarantee you that it will work, I wouldn't say a Creality.
Ooh.
If you want to tinker and you want to learn about printing and why it doesn't work, then look at a Creality.
Yeah.
If you
I
don't
was
want
there.
to do that and you just want to print,
Yeah.
Bamboo A1.
My last printer is exactly that. It was the VoxLab Aquila thing,
Yeah.
which was basically a Creality Ender 3 clone.
Yeah.
And that was something that I needed to learn how to use. I'd had printers before that, but I needed to learn how to upgrade myself. Upgraded the bed leveling and
We put
the hot
the
end. And
Dragonfly in, didn't we?
I put the Dragonfly. Yeah. I think I sold that whole printer for less than the Dragonfly cost me. But It's gone to a home where I think they're going to have to learn a lot about 3D printing to
Yeah.
get that thing singing again. But
This
yeah,
is
the
where I,
bamboo.
this is where I said about, you said 3D printing, I say 3D
Yeah,
printers. There's a
yep.
difference in the
It's a
hobby. Some
different,
people just want
big
to print.
difference.
Some
Yep.
people just want to print. Other people want to tinker and learn and mess about. Depends what you want.
I'm one of the ones that just want to find a file that suits my purposes,
And print
throw
it.
it at my 3D printer, and have the thing come back out. That's all I
That's
want
why,
now.
that's why I have a bamboo P1P,
Yeah, just to get
and
those things out. Yeah.
it works. I've got the P1P with the AMS, and
Are you just saying letters and numbers now?
I absolutely love that printer. It's fantastic.
Excellent. Right, so I think we're going to wrap it up now. So everybody that's watching, thank you for watching or listening or whatever senses you decided to use. It's really appreciated. I think you should shill your own channels now here, Lee. So where can people find you on YouTube and social media?
So on YouTube, it's Lee Smith's Workshop. You could look on DJ Legion, but that was a lot of my DJ repair stuff. So Lee Smith's Workshop, same on Bluesky, Lee Smith's Workshop. And my store is closed at the minute, although it's still there, which again is Lee Smith's Workshop. So
It's pretty easy to search for you.
yeah,
You're one of the channels that comes up when you actually put your name into YouTube. Not everybody's does. Okay, so that's where you can find Lee on YouTube and Bluesky. You can also find him on the Retro Hardware Discord.
yeah, I've got
There'll
my own
be-
sections on there.
yeah, he's one of our creators on there, one of our YouTube channels. We've got a few new creators on here now. We've Retro Bits, who's in the chat right now, has just joined as a YouTuber. He has his own section there, and
We've got Retro
that's
Bits, we've got Retro Bites. What we
yeah.
need next is Retro Nibbles and Retro Words.
Retro Word would be good. I'm going to register that channel. For me, you can find me on my More Fun Making It or More Fun Fixing It YouTube channels. You can find me on Bluesky as More Fun Making It, and on the Discord as well, which is growing. I think we're over 600 members now.
Really?
Yeah.
So
You can also,
a lot of new members in the last week.
it's really grown. John Retro Bites John promoted the Discord on his latest video, which is about I can't remember what it was about now. The PDP
The PDP 10.
10. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, everybody suddenly just landed on Discord all at once, and that was an interesting day. But if you want to come and meet me in person, I'm going to be in Swindon at the Steam GWR Museum at the Retro Fest event on the 31st of May and the 1st of June. Are you going, Lee? You coming?
I only just found out about it, so I'm going to look into it. Yes.
Okay, well, that'd be really good if you could. And there's going to be a load of other YouTubers there as well. We're going as the Big Red Arrow Club, as we usually do. And it's going to be a great event. There's so many people taking amazing stuff there. And again, Devilish Designs Dave is in the chat as well, who's my favorite person to see at these events because of the amazing stuff that he brings, which always just like makes your jaw hit the floor that there's somebody, especially, I mean, he's a young man compared to the likes of you and I. We're about the same age, and Dave looks about, I don't know, I think he's probably about 23 or 24. Right. He's not, but he feels a lot younger than us, and he's got these things that predated me by probably 10 years. Wow. But yes, go to this event. It's amazing. You can find, there will be a link in the description or in whatever the show notes, I think they call it on podcasts. There will be young, he says in the chat, there will be links in all of the descriptions for all of the things that we've mentioned. And if you could leave a review or a comment or a like, just press internet buttons, all of them. It helps the podcast to grow at this delicate and early stage. And as the two Lees wander off into the sunset, arms linked, a skip in their step, all is right in the world. The end.